welcome to Strong Female Lead. I'm one of your hosts, Tricia.
And I'm Tessa.
And we are here to figure out if Hollywood's been getting it right all along. They've been telling us what is and isn't a strong female lead for as long as we can remember. And Tessa and I are pissed because honestly, they have not been getting it right all along. But in this pod, we look at the portrayal of female characters in movies and television to create a social dialogue about representation of women in the media. Hi, Tessa.
Hi, it's been a while.
I know, and listeners, you know, we really haven't been very, we just really, we haven't been too consistent.
This one was my fault.
No, yeah, that's okay. I mean, to be honest,
I will. No, this one was. I just changed jobs, and it's just the workload is like a lot heavier than I expected. They're kind of a shit show. Mm-hmm. And then my friends planned a surprise prom for their girlfriend. And somehow I was like on the planning committee for this prom, and that took up a lot of time. And then there was actually the prom, and I like died because I was out all night.
Oh my God.
And the next day was recording day, and I just could not do it. It was so fun. Like, I mean, I haven't been to prom since my prom, but
I love it. Was a prom, like a surprise prom?
A surprise prom. It was lovely.
So how was the girlfriend ready for it?
Well, she had gotten her, they lived together, thank God. So she knew her sizes and everything. So she had just gotten her a couple Rent the Runway dresses and like hidden them in the apartment. And so when she walked in, she's just like, we were all already dressed and we're like, prom, surprise. Because she didn't go to prom. She's not from the US originally. And so she was like, oh, I've always wanted to do something like that. And like, it was funny because the whole time we thought that she would think that this is a surprise engagement. And we're like, how do we make it look like prom, but not an engagement? Lovely.
That's so funny. I love it because like, you don't want like a disappointment.
Yeah.
With such a great surprise.
Right. We're like, nobody wear white. No, she actually had like this like backdrop, like a promy black backdrop with like flowers on it. We're like, this looks bridal. We don't know. So we're like
managing expectations.
Yes.
No, yes. It's totally fine. I mean, honestly, the listeners forgive you. I definitely forgive you. Yes. We just haven't been consistent, but we're gonna get there. We're coming back.
Yeah,
we're coming back. We love you all.
Moving on out. Yeah, things are getting into the new normal.
It's smooth. the third or fourth wave of new normal, and that's what we're getting to. To be quite honest, I don't even know. Have we even been on social media during this break? Has it just been, I think we dropped off, and you know what? We wanted to leave you wanting.
Yeah.
Wanted to leave you wanting more.
It was the Fleabag cliffhanger, and
it was like we came through with the first episode of season 3, and then we were like, oops, you thought it was starting, but it wasn't. And we just wanted to keep you guessing. And now it's like we're coming back for the second encore. Mm-hmm. And we're like, we're back. No, we're back. We really are.
Yeah,
but maybe
right
not.
After this brief intermission. Yeah. I hope you guys had a chance to get snacks and get your lives together, because now we're really back.
Now we're really back.
We've got films for you. We've got conversation for you that we were very excited about. I'm very excited about today's series. I had a good time watching it.
Oh my God. Okay. So I was a little bit afraid that you would hate it.
No, I didn't hate it.
No. I don't know why, just because it really is like so ridiculous. So today we are discussing Clickbait. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it is on Netflix, and it is a mini series, which I love. I love the mini series. It's just so good. And oh my God, bear with me because I had it pulled up and then I lost it. Hold on. Oh, goodness. See, guys, you're seeing behind the scenes how we're not really too prepared always. Okay. Because Roger Ebert had like a pretty good little thing here. So he describes it, and I don't always like his reviews, but he describes it as a cast of recognizable, serviceable actors dive with melodrama and zeal into a narrative that defies logical sense, but moves at a breakneck pace, ends on cliffhangers like clockwork, and incorporates just enough zigs and zags to keep the viewers guessing. The title is accurate enough. Clickbait grabs you, whizzes you along, and leaves you feeling satisfied before you forget everything you just watched. It's not sophisticated, but it's highly bingeable, and its 8 episodes are consistently outlandish enough to keep you watching. And I was like, that is so right.
I was like, was that a positive review? I can't really tell. He lost me at serviceable actors. I was like, wow. They do their job. Wow.
I know. He loves it. He didn't like hate watch it. He hate loves it. And I totally agree with that. Yeah, the service they did. Like Adrian Grenier is the definition of a serviceable actor. He does his job. He just does what he needs to do, and he clocks in, clocks out.
He showed up on screen and he had a couple of cry faces and a couple of dancing scenes with his wife, and then I don't remember anything else he said or did.
No, and that's what's beautiful about him. And I feel like he disappeared from the Hollywood scene or something. Like, I think he sort of has a bit of an off the grid life, at least like based on the interview that I watched a long time ago. I forget really what it was, but I feel like he's like growing his own food and living off the land. And he came back for just, he was like, well, I mean, that's great to be able to like get hired for a quick clock in, clock out. You're really not even in most of the series. He probably
get on the Lifetime circuit, show up for one season worth of film. You pump out 8 movies they release across the year, and they keep you relevant.
They keep you relevant. He probably could have done all of his filming in 2 days for this.
Oh, I'm sure this was one 8-hour day that he made $1 million for. He just sat in a room pretending to cry. Like, he had one running scene. I take it back. So he probably trained for 6 months for that one running scene.
It was so good. Pia, Zoe Kazan, like she was in pretty much every single scene. So she was working. She was in The Big Sick. Did you ever see that? Yeah.
I did. I know she's from a famous acting family. So to call her a serviceable actor, I thought was a hilarious insult by Mr. Ebert. Because her family pretty much created modern acting, and she's just okay at it, which is
I don't know what family she's from.
Yeah, the Kazans. They like I don't remember, but I think it's her grandfather is like a famous acting coach. Like he came up with a method. I think he may have come up with method acting.
Oh.
But I just thought that was a hilarious burn to her.
Yeah.
Just to call her mediocre at best.
For sure. Just barely. And I mean, that is kind of, the acting was not the best in this. But so here is the plot. And again, I'm using Ebert because it's pretty good. So this follows a family caught up in a bizarre, only of this moment mystery. Husband, father, brother, and son, Nick Brewer, Grenier, appears one day in a viral video holding a series of signs that say, "I abuse women, and at 5 million views, I die." And the video burns through the internet, amassing thousands of clicks in minutes, taking over news networks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And basically, everyone is trying to find out, A, where Nick is, and then who is Nick? Like, what did he do to cause this to happen to him? Or why did this happen to him? And every episode just swings wildly in a different direction where you're just like, oh my, oh, this person, oh. And the episodes, what, there's like 6 of them or something, 6 or 7, and they're all titled after like one of the characters, but the role of the character, the sister, the reporter, the detective, the wife, the answer.
Oh my gosh.
And the answer was
ridiculous.
Terrible and so lazy. I know they were building up to it, but it felt lazy. So anyways, let's just start. Let's just start.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just start at the beginning. It's just a lot. So basically, I mean, we're not going to go scene by scene, but you know, the first episode is really like they just started a dinner scene, and you can tell there's just a lot going on between Pia and her brother Nick. Just happens very fast. You know, just kind of like agitation and then fighting, and then Pia goes out, gets drunk, and drops her phone in the toilet, which is why she doesn't have it later to call her brother, because she goes to work the next day. And what is she?
She's a phlebotomist.
Is she a phlebotomist? Okay. So I thought. And so she was kind of like tending to a patient. He's like, look at this video. And it's a video of her brother. It's just so ridiculous. Sorry. Just the chances of that happening are like ludicrous, but I love it. She doesn't have her phone.
And I was like, what type of videos are you guys normally watching together? Because this seems to be their routine. Like, show me a funny video online, and then today it's just like, show me a murder video. Like, that's a sharp turn, sir. Why are you friends with this young man?
Right.
Don't be his friend.
Yeah, it was like, she's like, what have you got for me today? You know, and he's like, bam. And she's like, oh. Oh. She doesn't tell him. She just freaks out.
No.
So yeah, that's really what, I mean, that's really the first episode. And then she's just running around telling people about what's going on, finding Sophie at school and going to the cops, and
she's trying to reach him. Nobody can find him. Nobody's seen him. He missed all these meetings. I did enjoy that his job, he's a physical therapist for a women's volleyball team. And I was like, that seems so odd and yet so specific. Like, who wrote this?
I was thinking right when you started saying what you were saying, I was like, I know where she's going with this. You're totally right. It is like such a nuance.
Yeah.
Career path.
Why those things? Why those things?
Is it because, and this is where it feels a little Lifetimey, the whole reason is to set it up so that he's working with a man who we eventually find out posted naked pictures of one of the girls.
But also, like,
but what was the point of that?
Why volleyball? I'm just like, spoilers for the end. Like, one of the office people he works with is involved in setting him up. And so if we just wanted to get a sad woman in the mix, why couldn't he just work at a gym? Like, why be so specific that, I mean, I feel like you're a physical therapist, like you could work anywhere.
I know. Are they trying to
or is that where sad women work administrative jobs? Is that what?
Yes. Well, yes. And then also, aren't they trying to tie the loose threads together? Like, they're trying to have, because eventually they think maybe he is molesting those girls. That becomes like one of the avenues that they lead us down. And then we also have Sophie working at the same school. Or different. And so then
different school.
Oh, different school. But different like school. Right. It didn't have to be the volleyball team, but I feel like they were trying to set it up so they didn't like write themselves into a corner. They're like, okay, there's all sorts of things that we can work with we have volleyball, we have all girls, sad women work at places like that. We could throw in, just in case we get lost in the writing, we've got it.
It would almost make more sense for like the sad women to work at Zoe's job. Like nurses are overworked. If somebody needed to escape in the ways that like this woman needs to escape, it seems like, you know, a chance encounter with a man who potentially has it all. It could also work there. But I also one thing that did bother me is like, I don't like it was unclear the ages of the women on the volleyball team. Or like, I don't know why no one's freaking out about this adult relationship with what I originally thought were teenagers. Because some of them do look very young. I thought it was a high school because the wife works at a high school now. And I think it was a university.
Oh,
because
I didn't catch that.
See, and I was like, why are we not addressing this? Okay, so we were both confused, and I was like, I need someone to address why no one is freaking out that like because when it was revealed that his friend was involved with with the student, and I was like, why is no one making a big deal about this? Is this a minor? Is she an adult? Is he putting up like technically child porn? Is this revenge porn? No one's bringing it up anymore. Don't leave that as a threat.
Yeah, they really just let the ball drop on that one.
Yeah, they're like, oh, just kidding, it wasn't him. Red herring. Like, and they like move on. I'm like, no. You set this up for a while. we've been chasing this for a while. Let's go ahead and get the cops involved. Get Gloria Steinem. Get someone.
Gloria Steinem on speed call, on speed dial. Speed.
Someone needs to address this.
Yeah, we need that on the 24-hour news cycle for sure. I don't. Well, so fair. Agreed. That was fully insane, and it was like a very strange job, and I was kind of like, why? And it reminded me of Lifetime movies.
Yeah, it did. It's just like the biggest budget Lifetime movie that's ever been created. Might be Clickbait.
It's very glossy. And so, yeah, I mean, she's racing around. She is racing around. She's trying to find him. And then I think the next day she talks to the same patient. His name is Vince, the one who alerted her of the video. And I think they kept it open with him also in case he was like going to be involved because he's just weird enough. But anyways, then he points out that like there's a forum that is basically trying to find Nick. Like the armchair detectives and like people who kind of like jump in on the internet. This is definitely something that happens. And so they found clues that suggested that he was being held in a delivery van. And they managed to narrow down the model that was used. And so Pia brings this as evidence to the police. Pia is very, very involved in this investigation to the point where she should be arrested or be getting paid because this is truly how it is in like books too, where it's like, you know, sad housewife gets like really involved in a police investigation. And I'm like, how? You can't. You actually can't. You can't be doing what you're
determined if your name is Pia and you've got a case to solve. It was
here to solve it. I'm like, why are they telling her to not come back?
Yeah.
Like, why don't they just not let her in? I mean, I love that she was able to, and I was like, well, okay, I would like to have that same freedom. If I really wanted to be involved in an investigation, I just doubt that it would happen for me in real life. But I love it.
I don't know. This is where like if this Clickbait to me is the most expensive Lifetime version of Black Mirror that could have like ever happened. I was like, this is a lost Black Mirror episode that they're like, oh yeah, we Black Mirror fucked it up. We're gonna do it in 8 episodes. We're gonna nail it in 8. This makes no sense to me why she is so involved, how this is allowed, why he doesn't disclose the relationship between him and Pia. The super hot detective doesn't really like reveal the relationship between them until like episode 5 or 6. And I was like, you should have immediately been taking up the case. This shouldn't have ever happened, any of it. And then he's like kind of an asshole, but then you kind of feel bad for him because he's, been trying to get a promotion. And I was like, so everyone's just opportunists. So I was like, this paints LA to be what everyone assumes LA is, which is just a city full of opportunists. Yeah. Kind of being the worst, failing their way up.
It does feel like there's failing up, and they're all of their decision-making skills are questionable. They make the wrong decision in every scene. All of them.
Yeah. Which is a harsh critique, but just wait until the next movie, and then we've got some smoke for the Midwest too. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Okay, so that's just episode. I mean, we did do some spoilers, but that's just episode 1. In episode 2, God, what happens?
The detective.
It's confirmed that the abandoned van is where Nick was held. Of course.
Thank God for the internet.
Of course. Thank God for the internet sleuths and their like crazy ability to just, figure this shit out really quickly. So now a senior detective is now in charge, and he takes Detective Amiri off the case. And I think he takes him off just because he's like, fuck it, he doesn't like him. He doesn't like the way that he works, which is kind of fair. Amiri doesn't tell people shit.
Everything is being funneled into him getting promoted or like reassigned onto homicide. That's why I thought he got taken off the case. I thought he was missing persons, like he works in missing persons, and it moved to homicide because after there's a counter on the YouTube video of Nick's what do you call it, missing person video, where it's like if it gets to 5 million views and they're going to kill him, and it gets to 5 million views, so I think it moves to homicide.
Fair. Yep.
And so he can't work on it. And so that's why he needs Pia.
That's why he needs, okay. I mean, still very unrealistic, but it ties it together a little bit more. Thank you.
He's the family liaison. And I was like, is that a real role? Because I got that role.
No, I thought that too. He's like, I'm back on the case as the family liaison, but like, I don't know if he assigned himself that or he did get that role, but I don't remember, but either way, I was like, if that requires not that much training, is that something I can get into right now? Exactly. Because it seems kind of interesting. You could be involved peripherally in an investigation, but then also just like go back and forth with the family.
It seems like Pia would be the most qualified to just be like deputized at this moment. Like, why are we wasting time with this detective who has no skills at detecting? Because Pia is doing all the work.
She is doing the heavy lifting because he's just very attractive. I mean, I will just say like he is so good looking that I think they needed him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he was something to behold. So he makes a deal with Pia. He'll keep her in the loop about the investigation if she requests his continuous involvement. So that's it. So he worked with her, made a deal with her so that she would help him become the liaison or something like that. Whatever. So the detective finds out that there is a geo-nicking
geocache,
which I was like, wow, I've actually gone geocaching before. Have you?
No, my friends keep inviting me and I'm just like, I'm busy.
Like an urban geocache?
Urban geocache. Yeah, in Chicago there's a bunch of like little treasures hidden and they do it all the time, but I'm like, after you find the treasure once, what is the point?
You got to find another treasure.
Yeah, I would probably try it if it was like in the woods somewhere. They could make it scary.
That's where
Never
real
mind, I wouldn't do that.
geocaching is. I did it with an ex-boyfriend. He used to do it with his dad when they'd go hiking and camping. And yeah, in the woods, you basically just find some sort of little box and it has some dumb tchotchke in it. And you like put your initials. It's really about, it's the journey. It's not the destination. Okay.
Seems like geocaching, if it's not already a horror movie, should be a horror movie. Like, I know you guys are out there are probably all like very, screenwriters and such, and just like very industrious. But if you wanted to write a movie with a strong female lead about geocaching and how, she becomes a final girl in some way, because she's like, all I wanted was a tchotchke, and then all she got was murdered. I would be into it. I would want to see that movie. I would be like, I would buy the tickets.
The girl just wants a tchotchke and all she gets is murder. And you know what? Even when I just said it's the journey, not the destination, it actually is kind of the destination, at least with geonicking. And you are searching for a hidden treasure. So it's just not, the destination is just not really, it's not like $1 million or something.
Yes. And it's unsettling the way that like you get glimpses of how the public is responding to what's happening with like trying to find Nick, and like, the counter being run up to the 5 million, and then they're going to kill him supposedly. And it's just interesting to see the public like be interested in going out and geonicking, knowing full well that they will likely find a dead body, and that is not registering to anyone the reality of like seeing a murdered person, which was like,
I think they want to.
Disgusting. That was very unsettling to me. I feel like that's where like true crime loses me. And I was like, no. At the end of this, we're talking about dead people and people having murdered people. That's where the show is ended. And we're now very much in reality and dealing with like, I mean, it's a TV show, but like,
I know,
in their world and their version of things. I was like, you're just looking for a dead body? For why? Help in an investigation, yes, but like the like seeming like fanfare around potentially finding the dead body of this person, I was like, this is the Black Mirror part for me. I was like,
well, it's like White Bear.
Yeah.
It's like the episode, I think it's called White Bear, where they watch people just kind of race around and like did they get killed? No, they don't get killed at the end. They're people who are in prison for some sort of crime.
Remember the crime, and they just keep getting reset.
They keep getting reset, and they just have to go through like hell, where they're just like running around. They don't know where they're at, and people are trying to kill them, and the public is like following them around and not helping them. And as someone, and taking pictures and videos, and as someone who likes true crime, I do have to remind myself sometimes, like, it is about real people. Yes! There are people that actually die. Like, it's not, Fair. I don't think I would go searching for a dead body. I wouldn't go that far.
There was like a specific scene where I think it was like some teen boys, it like cut to like some teen boys who were geonicking, and
in the woods.
I think they say something about like finding a dead body, and I was like, they said it like excitedly, like about finding a dead body, and I was like,
oh yeah,
what?
They wanted to find Nick, but Nick is like so famous now that they called it geonicking, which was kind of brilliant. But also, like, while I was watching some of these episodes, I watched some of them with my mom and Zach, and then Zach fell off and like was not interested anymore. But he's like, he just couldn't get over the fact that like the geonicking was just hard evidence of like where he wasn't. Like, so even the detective, who's really not a good detective, he's like, oh, okay, well, he's not in that area. People cleared that one. It's like, I might like just basing it off of that. Granted, he does find stuff, I think, but it's still like, it's just not hard and fast.
It's not. It actually doesn't make sense because we don't know at what time Nick was killed. Unless you're going into, like, they're searching, like, I'm assuming, like, open spaces. And I was like, great, you searched where no one asked you to search. Thank you for confirming that.
I know.
I was like, thanks for telling me he's not in a parking lot. Maybe what?
Yeah, that's what Zach was saying. He's like, this is insane. Why are they searching this way?
Yeah.
They're just searching without any reason to be in a certain area, but then it ends up helping. Barely.
Because I'm like, if you cover, like, I'm thinking of like Chicago, like, if you walk through every park in Chicago and said Nick is not here, that still leaves every street, building, alley in Chicago to be like, he might be in any of those places.
Nick,
so I'm like, did you? You may as well just like geo-nicking and say he's not in your house. That would have been more effective search area. She'd be like, Nick is not here. And then anyone who didn't, maybe search those places.
Yes, you have to go through all of the rooms. You have to look under the bed. Everyone has to geo-nick their home and there's the surrounding yard.
Yeah, that seems like it would have been more effective.
I really like that idea. Just get everybody in.
Everyone's already seen the video. So if you watch the video, YouTube should just suggest to you that you also just turn on geo-nicking and do this one thing as a good person.
And that's it. Yeah. And it's funny because Detective Amiri like checks out the application, and it's where volunteers, they mark on a map where they've already searched for Nick. Great. So he shows his sergeant the application. I'm just like, I don't know. It just seems like a very silly thing to do. But he's fine because he does end up figuring it out in spite of himself, which is ludicrous. But this is why like shows like this are just so ridiculous. I'm like, they're making all of these crazy moves that would never work. And they're all working.
They're all working. Yes. Everything is leading us forward. There's never, I'm like, were there any setbacks other than Nick being kidnapped?
No, not a single one. Even something that seemed like it might be a setback, like the affair for Sophie. It's not.
It's fine. Move on. He told
us
to move on, so he did.
We're moving on very quickly. Okay, so we start to learn that maybe Nick and Sophie were fighting about something. And so maybe there was a little bit of trouble in paradise in terms of their marriage. This is when I think, like you said, Dr. Amiri tells his sergeant that he was about to meet Pia on a dating app. And that's just a little coincidence, and it's right before she loses her phone in the toilet. Amazing. And then they meet the next day. Stupid.
Of course.
So ridiculous. And there's a little bit of a will they, won't they with them, and they don't.
No.
But let's see. Yeah, what else happens in the second episode that's worth talking about? Okay. Geo-nicking leads them to a body on the docks. And that's where everybody is. The public is waiting, and they want to see who it is. But it ends up being just a body with a mask, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, also disgusting. The public is gross.
A mannequin with a mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
you guys. No, not you guys.
The public.
The public
is disgusting. The clickbait general public. There's a mannequin. They're all excited. Pia goes there.
Towards it. running towards it and then being like, that's the sister. Let's monetize her trauma. I can put up a video too. Like, what the fuck, people?
I know.
Like, none of them watch Black Mirror. We told them to watch it.
I know they're not. This is all going to turn against everybody very fast.
It really is. It really is. I feel like we've got a rude awakening coming, especially with Facebook, on trial right now. And like the Wild West is coming to an end. Hopefully, the wild internet west is coming.
The social media internet, or the social media Wild West.
Yeah, I just the law is catching up to technology. It's so slow. It's at a turtle's pace, but eventually.
It's because of the technology it's using. It's leaning on old school technology. It can't catch up to the fast.
Congress has a dial-up and an AOL subscription.
They just can't catch up. They can't catch up. It's public money. People are spending it on geonicking and technology on their phones and stuff. We need to give public administration the right technology to catch up with technology.
Yeah. We need Elon Musk to build us robot Congress people, and then they would be probably effective, maybe.
Elon and his just multiverse, he just is. That's what he is. He just is. Nothing more can be said.
I feel like if Grimes couldn't make it work with Elon, nobody can, and nobody else should try.
Are they not together anymore?
No, they broke up. I thought that was sad. I was like, the two weirdest people on earth couldn't make it work. What is there hope for any of us?
Or were they married?
I think so. They definitely had that kid that shall not be named. I don't know what the name is. It was like trying to be numbers or some sort of symbols. Code. Yeah.
It's definitely a code. And I just was like, so it is sort of like a great power trip, because like no one can call, no one can say the name. So he's just going to be in school. He'll probably have private tutors. But when he ends up in the public at some point, maybe just to go to the store or anything, like no one can say this person's name.
No. I just like the idea of like calling the kid baby for now, and then it'll be the child and the teen and then the person, because I don't even know the sex of the child. So it'll just be like the most, like it has the most wide-ranging pronoun. It's just, you may as well have just named the child the.
I mean, I haven't listened to anything that, like, I haven't listened to a video or something that pronounces it. Have you? No, I just saw it written out and I was like, no, thanks.
I've never even seen it. I just know that one name was rejected because it had numbers in it. And I thought they tried to name the baby like 01, because I thought that would be hilarious. To like name the baby code. Like, I think that would be so funny. Even if they spelled it out 01, I would die. That would be so funny. And if I had a kid, I would seriously consider that as a name. 01 Davidson sounds awesome.
Hold on. Elon Musk's kid's name. I'm looking it up because it is something. Oh yeah, no, there's numbers. Oh, but he changed it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, he changed his newborn's name to comply with California law. So he changed it from, I don't know. It's like X, then there's a funky E, then A12, but like the back of one of the E's looks like an A also, but he ended it in Roman numeral for 12, the Roman numeral 12 rather than the number. So the new name is slightly more in accordance.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna name my kid with Roman numerals also, but it's gonna be 01101.
Hilarious. Oh God, why did we?
I mean, I guess this kid is a billionaire, so really, what does it matter?
No,
What their name is?
but it's the ultimate, like, unless he changes his name, he can also just go by something else, right? If he
I'm
if
gonna
he chooses.
die if he like. I'm gonna die if the kid like chooses to like go by like the name of like John.
Right.
She's like, I just want to fit in, Dad. God, call me
God,
John.
Dad.
Yeah.
Because anywhere
Or
he
she
goes,
changes it to like Anne, just like the most common
right.
name. So, or
Jane.
Mary.
Jane.
Jane.
Jane or
I
John.
just want to fit in. Yeah.
I just love the idea of no one being able to say it. Like you just see him, like teachers can't say it, people can't call out. He is just silence. No one, hey you, a lot of hey you and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know how we got there.
I really think that the kid is gonna think its name is baby. Because I think that's what everyone's just gonna call it. Hey baby. Baby, like because nobody can say its name.
Yeah.
Or hey kid. Kid. Hey kid. Like kid, like
And then you.
hey you,
When
yeah.
he's an adult. Hey, I'm you. No, you're not you. I'm me. No, I'm you. And then he's gonna have awkward conversations again. Okay. So the next episode is the wife. And this is just really where we go more into Sophie.
Yeah.
And we realize that she was having an affair with another teacher at the school.
Yeah. Also,
see,
really, everyone in the cast is spectacularly, like, just gorgeous. There are no medium attractive people, except for the detectives. They've spent detectives have hard lives and therefore can be like less attractive for whatever reason, except for Roshan. But everyone else is just spectacular looking. Sophie, gorgeous.
And Dawn.
Who's Dawn? The sad woman.
The sad woman, like not great. But she's not supposed to be great because she's sad.
Yeah, I would call her homely.
Yeah.
I think she's the perfect, like the definition, not in just like physical, but like her life. Homely.
Spending it at home. Spending it at home.
Slightly below average.
Well, a lot of time on the computer. So yeah, Sophie's gorgeous. Her children are gorgeous. I'm just like, good grief. Like Kai is just stunning. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, Sophie kind of keeps it cool though.
Yeah. I thought she was
in an interesting way.
She was the only actor, although she is gorgeous. I thought she was like not right for this role. I don't know what it was, but like something was like disconnected. And I don't know if that was intentional because, you know, her character feels disconnected from Kia and the mother-in-law, but like she just felt very much on an island on her own. And like her literal tone of speech was very like both melodic, but also what do you call it? Like not very, like she's everything
monotone.
Monotone, but also like all the words kind of strung together. Like she was constantly lulling me into like a sleep. Like I just didn't get a lot of emotion from her. Like I know I know she said the right things, but like her face showed nothing for me. And I was like, I don't know what's happening because I'm looking at you directly. Like when she would say she was worried about Nick, her mouth said she was worried about Nick, but her face did not. And I was like, is that a part of is this a choice or are you like, is there a disconnect? I was confused.
So it's interesting you say that because Roger Ebert said in his review that he thought that the writers were making an intentional decision to not have her kind of emote as much as Zoe's character, because as a Black woman, she's not given as much freedom to do it, or she has to keep it under control a little bit more. Like they were making some sort of commentary on how the public perceives, you know, Black women versus white women. I don't know for sure. And that may have just been Roger's feeling, but she did seem to be holding it together more, and her mom seemed more level also. and it could be a survival thing. I'm not sure.
That could be correct. But I also found that she was doing it, well, I guess, it's still the white gaze, even if she's not addressing the public in the movie. Like when she made that press conference, I was like, definitely, she's definitely code switching. I see it. I recognize that in you. But even when she was just with the family but that also kind of makes sense that like, even if you're a part of that family, there's still a level of like awareness that goes into it. That relationship, I imagine. But also, can we talk about just Zoe for a second, or Pia? I was very confused about how the writers put this together, because all of Zoe's energy towards her brother seems romantic and creepy. And I didn't understand it. I was like, does she want to fuck her brother? Someone just say it. Someone say it. Someone say it. Because this is a romantic level of like lunacy that is coming over her right now.
It was weird.
And I was like, well, why couldn't it just be that? Like, why inject this wife into, even if, in the next episode, we find out about the mistress, even if Zoe was the mistress confronting the wife for the first time about this missing guy, that would make sense for me with the energy she was putting out. But I was just like, it just felt like desperate wife looking for spouse instead of like sister looking for brother. Because like, I feel like I would be distraught if something like this happened to me in real life, but I'm just like, I don't know. There is an intensity in their chemistry that does not seem sibling-like to me, or maybe I'm reading into it. Maybe I'm just putting stuff onto these characters, but did you feel the same way?
No, I thought they were a little weird, and I have brothers, and I was kind of like, like, we don't have that kind of interaction. And I think they made it seem like maybe they were just super close because of the dad and him killing himself. And I don't know if they found the body or something, but something like linked them up.
Yeah.
They imprinted upon each other as children. Not to laugh, because suicide is very serious, but they imprinted and were like, you're mine.
That's what it felt like, and in a way that was unhealthy.
They were very close. Like very close to kind of like have that type of argument at dinner. My brothers and I don't do that.
No.
Like, like we might fight, but not really, rarely. And it's been decades. So like, but we're also not close in age. I don't know.
Yeah. Same. My brother is significantly older. It would be odd if we were fighting like
what do we have to fight
or at all? Yeah, exactly. I was like,
there's no competition for resources.
Exactly. And I'm like, I have a hard time believing that like Pia thinks that Sophie is like replacing her in the relationship between Pia and her mom. The mom seems like she's just not about anybody but that brother. Like she's like, everyone else is like, she's like, also she didn't seem concerned enough until he was, spoilers, guys. Nick doesn't make it. He doesn't make it to the end.
Yeah, she really didn't seem too involved in the whole thing. She was sad.
No, she's just upset. Like, let the cops be cops.
Right. And she was secretly like, hoping that her daughter was the one that was missing instead. Yes. That was very obvious to me. Why is it you?
Right.
And the daughter
Pia, honestly, Pia doesn't seem that bad. Like she seems like she's like mid to late 20s, just kind of living life. Like I don't understand the opening scene where we're trying to establish Pia as the fuck up. I was like, but what honestly did she do besides question the gift? Like I gave you money to get one gift, you got a different gift. It's inappropriate in my opinion to question the gift whilst it's being given. Right. Maybe you like
unless it's a bedroom gift.
Yeah.
Then you have to get
adjusted in the moment.
That's a shout out to Fleabag. But unless it's a bedroom gift, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she was just kind of antagonistic. She's just full speed ahead, like kind of, you know, certainly not adverse to conflict, like prone to conflict. And I think just was exhausting. I think
but that
kind of
jealousy between Pia and Sophie also like seemed strange. Like,
yes.
What?
Like for the brother's,
that's your brother's
attention.
wife. Like, yeah, I was like, obviously she's gonna be priority. I don't understand how you're not understanding this. The hierarchy of relationships at this age, like,
right. But it's not even like she's not seeing him that often. You get the feeling that they're like very much in touch. So it's not like she's like, yo, you don't see me at all anymore. It's weird. It's weird.
And she doesn't have any reason to suspect the affair. Well, no, I think she might have she has some indication that like something is going on in their relationship, but why would you then insert yourself into that conflict?
Because these are the this is how this show is written. Pia winds herself up and makes every decision that I wouldn't, and then ends up like on top. It's insane. It's very much like Pretty Little Liars in the sense where I'm just like, you were able to choose from A, B, and C, and you went with Z, and it's fine. Like, how did that happen? If I did that once, I would be dead. You do it every episode.
Exactly.
Spencer, especially. Spencer's decision making was just so ridiculous to me. But I think, this is what Pia does. Yeah. And that's all we learn really in Sophie's episode is, oh no, we learn that she's having an affair, or she had a short-lived affair. But then we also learn about Nick's pseudonym, Danny Walters. So like after Sophie says that she had the affair, she went to the police station and she fessed up after having lied to them before, or at least acted like she knew the person but wasn't having an affair. Well, then she meets this woman, Emma. And Emma, oh God, Emma tells her, she's just waiting for her outside, and tells her that she was in a relationship with Nick, and he was using the pseudonym Danny Walters. And so initially skeptical, Sophie starts to believe Emma. After she mentions that the relationship began about 6 months ago, and that's when Sophie had told Nick about her affair. And then also Emma told her that she lives in LA, so they all live in Oakland. She lives in LA, and Nick frequently traveled there for work. So they tried
volleyball coach. No, not even. He's a traveling physical therapist. They don't have physical therapists in LA. I don't understand. Why?
Maybe he went with the team for games. There you go. Yes.
Okay.
There you go. They're playing games in LA. Okay. It has to be it. Suspend your disbelief. Suspend it. There is.
Fine. You know.
You got to suspend it. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And so I forgot. I didn't realize how funny this movie would be to review. Oh God. So then she ends up asking Pia, because Pia is able to find out all things internet because of Vince. So Vince, the patient who has a big crush on her, and that's really stupid and weird and pointless. So Sophie wants Pia to help her find out if he actually has like a dating profile. Oh, wait, because did Emma say she met him on a dating app? She must have.
Yeah. That's okay.
Because why would you then just check it out? But anyways, so then they look it up and they do. Wait a second. Yeah, he does. They find the profile. I didn't know if it was this episode. I know that they find the profile, but I'm surprised because I didn't realize it was this episode. But Vince finds the profile and shows Pia the picture, and they're like, oh shit. Now, they've got to know that you can, I mean, yes, everything's sort of leading towards him having an affair, but like, it is an internet profile with his picture.
Yeah.
Like,
it's deactivated.
Yeah, it just I don't know. This like hard evidence that all seems to lead them in the right direction, but like,
well, now we're doubting Nick. You know, this is the first like crack in the veneer of Nick being this like all-American family man with no flaws whatsoever. Now we're like, oh my God, not only does he have a mistress, but maybe he's also lying about other things, because the allegation is that he hurts women and has killed a woman. And so everyone's like, not my Nick, not the Nick I know, but now maybe.
Not our Nick.
Not our Nick.
Not PT. Not PT Nick. Not PT for girls Nick. Nope. Not PT for the ladies.
No. Did you see him dance with his wife on the vow renewal? Like, not that guy. Because they showed that scene like 40 times.
Look at him. Look at him. Of course.
He loves his wife.
He looks so in love on the day of their, it was renewal, not the day of their wedding. No.
Yeah, renewal.
Well, so, and they also find out that the profile was created 2 years before. So that was before he found out about her affair. So let's just kind of move quickly through Emma. Emma just doesn't do a ton for me. Emma, the next episode is hers, and she is the person who allegedly had this relationship with Nick.
She gives a swim fan vibe to her. She even kind of looks like that girl from Swim Fan. And if you've seen Swim Fan, I feel like maybe we should do that movie also, because I genuinely
we should, because I've never seen it.
What? Oh man.
At least not that I remember.
Oh, it's so good. It's pretty much a woman is stalking a dude because she thinks that he loves her, or should love her.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really good in a very trashy early 2000s type of way, and they nail it. But just like, stage 5 clinger, that is Emma's vibe. But I do like that her name is Emma Beasley, like Pam Beasley, like, and it made me think that maybe they're related, and hopefully they are.
From The Office?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's no way Beasley is a common name.
Yeah, maybe this is her sister. And Emma like keeps having these, what I thought were flashbacks of her and Nick, but it seems like they're just in her imagination. We find out later, because she never actually met him. Wow. Let's just put a wow out there.
What a plot twist. She's insane.
She never.
Which also is like real, like all of those crazy psychopaths who are like on TikTok saying that serial killers are like so dreamy. What the hell is wrong with Gen Z? What's wrong with you, Gen Z? Stop.
Tessa's calling you out.
Directly. And everyone else, not just Gen Z, but like these psycho people who are like, serial killers, oh, but he was dreamy. I would have totally fallen for that. Maybe maybe you need to call your therapist now, because you might have some issue going on right. I just cannot.
Serial killers need love too.
No, they don't.
I'm just kidding.
No, they had their chance at love, and they murdered it.
How is she like them though? I mean, she just got catfished.
Well, I don't know. Just the level of lunacy.
Got it.
To have imagined a relationship, and not only imagined it in your own mind, but then to insert yourself into the real lives of these people. And the investigation. I'm like, this is a lot. You're doing a lot, Emma.
Yeah. The showing up there, and then leaving, and then I think she goes back. Yeah, and then she goes to the memorial. Oof. Yeah, yes. And then it's even crazier when we find out that she didn't actually meet him. And we don't find that out this episode. We find it out like later.
Yeah, because everyone can relate to like having a celebrity crush, or like a relationship in your head with someone, like a parasocial relationship with like celebrity, like,
yes,
you know, like if you follow, like, my sister makes me watch The Housewives of Potomac now. And they're insane, and I don't understand a lot of what's happening.
Definitely insane. What season are you in?
I don't know. I watched the first season and then I just skipped to what's happening now because I was like, I feel like I'll just
Karen.
I'll just
the grand dame.
She's a lot. But like you can see like why people have like, you know, such or like The Bachelor, people like are really invested in The Bachelor. But it would be so crazy for you to go and be like, oh, I love The Bachelor and I moved to his hometown to be closer to The Bachelor. And not only that, I now work at the same, you know, elementary school that his mom works at, just to be a little bit closer to. That's insane to me.
Yeah. No, it is insane. I love that you said parasocial. I have never heard that. And that is brilliant because I feel like I did that as a child. I would definitely act out like scenes, make believe scenes with my favorite actors like Will Smith, Corey Feldman, River Phoenix, Devon Sawa. Sometimes I would act out the scenes in the movies, like the scene where Christina Ricci and Devon Sawa kiss in Now and Then. I would, and so I feel like I very much had a parasocial lifestyle as a child, but I didn't move to meet them, and I knew that it was not happening.
Yes,
I knew it was not happening.
Emma doesn't know.
Is that parasocial? Not really being social.
Not really. I think that that's just more of like a very vivid imagination. It'd be different if you were like claiming, like if you said Devon instead of Devon Sawa, like you knew him. Like people do that a lot. They're like, oh yeah, who do I do that for? Like Beyonce. Like people who love Beyonce will be like, we'll just say like Beyonce, as if she's like a part of their clique. Like, oh, me and Beyonce did something. No, she didn't. No, she was on the radio. You were in a car. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You had a perfectly sane, normal childhood.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, it was weird. It was a little weird sometimes, admittedly. But Will Smith was like my favorite for years. Oh my God, Fresh Prince. I was so into him, Big Willie style. And then when he became more popular and like big movie star, I actually started like not being as into him. I really liked his younger self.
Well, you still have a shot because him and Jada have finally said out loud that they have an open relationship, which everyone already knew.
Yeah, I thought they already said they did. No?
I was shocked when they tried to come out as if they're this is A news. Everyone knows that he slept with every leading lady he's ever worked with, plus others. And I'm like, I live nowhere near LA. And what? I know this in the Midwest. This is not a secret.
Yeah, I feel like I thought they already did announce that.
Yeah. I wanted someone to call him out for pretending to cry on that Red Table Talk when she came out with her affair, and he's sitting there like welling up with tears as if he's like so hurt by this. Even at that moment, you were in an open relationship. Someone say that.
Weird.
Someone say that.
Weird.
She could just have like 10 minutes of like actual like time on like E to like be like, why? I just like answer my question. Why were you fake crying, manipulating the audience and being like, I don't know, how could she? I'm so hurt. Really, bitch?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Terrible. And why did Jada allow for that?
Exactly. Why would you allow him to like railroad you and be a hero in this moment when you know for full well, like let's talk about Margot Robbie then. Let's talk about Will and Margot. Like,
were they together?
That seemed like a pretty open secret. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he's fucked every leading lady he's ever worked with. Like, I feel like.
Well, then I do have a shot. That I need to try. I'm not in an open relationship though, but maybe I need to talk to Zach and see if something
Get
just
a
for
hall pass. Yeah, you guys are both in Philadelphia. You're there for a reunion. He's there for a reunion. It could work. It could happen.
Be as Fresh Prince, sure. And he was born there. I think he was really born in Philadelphia, but maybe I could have made that up. Okay.
I don't know anything about Will Smith.
Yeah, and is that just
except for that
character?
he's married to Jada.
Oh God, yeah.
His best friend is DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh yeah, parents just don't understand. I still have that CD. Him and DJ Jazzy Jeff had. So here's the situation. Parents went away on a week's vacation. I took the keys to the brand new car. Would they mind? Well, of course not. And it goes a little further. There's a scene in Parks and Rec where Leslie Knope starts rapping that. And I was just like, yes, speak to me. Speak to me. Or does she rap the Fresh Prince thing? I don't remember. No, I think it's parents just don't understand. I don't know. But God, we got to get back.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry guys. That was a brilliant aside, but we digress.
We do. So we're just gonna swoop through Emma. Emma's crazy. But then Emma finds out there's other people. There's other people. There's other profiles, there's other people. So we figured this out. So then we're just kind of like, Nick is a really terrible person. And then I'm just going to skip the reporter because that was very, very stupid. And I'm going to move to the brother. So we find out that there is one of the women, her pseudonym was Maggie Oxley, but her real name was Sarah, and she was in an online relationship with this guy, with Nick, we think, and she ends up killing herself. So at this point, it's unclear that Nick and spoiler, his coworker is pretending to be him in these online profiles. Not sure if you said that earlier, Tessa. So basically, but we don't know this yet. We don't know that till the very end. But we are finding out more relationships that are being had with Nick and are really being had with just Nick's profile. So one of the women kills herself and the brother blames Nick, right? Because he finds text messages or something that said why don't you just go and do it kind of thing. And she's threatening suicide. So then we find out it's the brother and his dim-witted friend Daryl. There's always a dim-wit friend who's just
always
going along with the scheme. Yeah, man, God. Sure.
You know what? It makes me think if you don't have a Daryl in your life, you are the Daryl in someone else's. And I don't know that I have a Daryl.
God.
I don't know. Maybe I am the Daryl, and that set me on a terrible path.
You could totally be Daryl.
I could be Daryl, or maybe I have a Daryl.
You love a plot, and you love a scheme.
I love a hijinks. I love a scheme. I think I might be the Daryl of this relationship.
Of you and I?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I came up with a good plot, you might come along with it.
Yeah. I'd be too excited about it. Oh, what?
Yeah. I mean, hey, well then we'll just have to kidnap someone just like they did. Because
I feel like I'd be good at it. I'd bring a lot of snacks. They wouldn't even know they were kidnapped until they tried to leave.
And that's really helpful, the snacks, keep up the energy.
I think so. I think people really miss those things. If someone doesn't know that they've been kidnapped, are they kidnapped? And at what point does the kidnapping start? Because you could hold someone for a long time as long as there's good snacks, and they wouldn't even notice that they've been kidnapped. It's nobody's thinking these things through.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. How do snacks, just snacks alone, prevent someone from knowing that they're kidnapped?
Well, I'm just saying, if you invited someone over and
the dinner,
you had
or the gift,
and you had exactly. And then you had a very pleasant charcuterie spread, sweet, savory, and treats, and you're oh my God, help yourself. And you just kept the wine coming until the end of the night, maybe even the next morning. They wouldn't even notice
That is like the
they've been
movie.
kidnapped.
What's the movie where they cult them?
Yeah, that.
Exactly.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay,
And then,
I thought you meant
they've
someone.
already been gone 24 hours.
I kind of thought you meant someone was just like tied up in a room the way that Nick is. But if you keep giving him snacks, he's just not going to key in to the fact that he's going to be like, another kind bar? Awesome, thanks. And just not going to notice that he's been kidnapped. Like, that's ridiculous.
I think that could also work. I mean, lose the restraints. But just like, yeah, you have to stay in this room, and on like every hour on the hour, I send you a new kind bar, different flavors.
Yeah, no, different flavors. Maybe a Luna.
Yeah.
Maybe a Luna bar.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like
and
mix it up.
Is that kidnapping or is that like imprisonment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is exactly false imprisonment? Because if I intended to imprison you, what is the false piece? These are my legal questions.
I mean, well, I have to look it up because I don't know. I mean, unless I'm like actually doing this, unless I'm defending or prosecuting false imprisonment, I don't really know the definition. What is false about it?
Yeah.
Are you lying and saying that they're kidnapped? We're gonna find out.
Yeah, because if I just keep saying no, you can leave in like 20 minutes. False imprisonment or unlawful imprisonment occurs when a person intentionally restricts another's movement within any area. But you can freely move around this room, so again.
So it makes it false? Isn't that just imprisonment?
Yeah.
Wait, a person locking another person in a room without their permission?
Yeah, because I was like, couldn't every child say that their parent false imprisoned them for grounding them?
But then what about citizens arrest?
We have a legal case right now.
What about citizens arrest? I mean, they're falsely imprisoning.
Guys, I have another movie idea. I want a Home Alone version of a child suing the parents for false imprisonment after grounding them for something that they obviously didn't do. And I want the kid to take the parents to court, a real court, and have a court case.
Wait. But this is not false imprisonment. A person who closes the front door and asks you not to leave, but you know that you can leave through an open side door. So maybe that's locking a kid in their room, but they know that they can leave through the window.
Take your chance, Johnny, or the kid, like Elon Musk kid is just
Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 12. Take your chance. Oh God. Okay. I'm dying. This is very, very, very. Oh wait, citizens arrest. Okay. False imprisonment versus kidnapping. The main difference is when one person abducts another to a new place, usually followed by holding them against their will. False imprisonment cannot occur in kidnapping because the person has been removed to a new area. Oh, so false imprisonment is really just not letting the person leave where they already are.
Right. So in like the case of
it's the napping. It's the napping. What?
Okay. So in like a Hansel and Gretel versus Witch, it's false imprisonment because they voluntarily entered her home instead of her bringing them to her home.
I think so.
They entered of their own will, but they just couldn't leave.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
That makes more.
But it looks like that. It looks like that could be it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really it's the napping of them. It's the napping of the kid or the adult. It's the napping.
I love the idea that at some point throughout human history, like people like put people into some sort of knapsack,
Is that it?
some sort of fabric, and then drug them somewhere else. Like, where does the term come from?
Where does the term come from?
Like, did you just put a baby and wrap it in, like, you know, on a stick? Like, I'm thinking of like a hobo with a child just in it, like a bandana.
It's a great question.
And then you're like, no, not my kid.
No, not on my watch. Not my child. I will nap him. And I will throw him in what are those kind of nap? A burlap bag. I'll just throw him in a burlap bag, drag him out of here. So, you know, I don't know what we were talking about. I think
we're at the end. We were talking about the brother, and the brother is out for revenge with Daryl.
Yeah, we skipped over the mistress. We skipped over the reporter. They're just they were thrown in there to kind of just sort of devices for sure to show us that he has a lot of profiles. Reporters are the devil, and that's it. So the brother he kidnaps him, and Daryl are the ones that actually kidnap Nick. Mm-hmm. But we do find out that they did not kill Nick.
No.
Plot twist.
Plot.
Yes,
twist.
Indeed. We assumed that they did, because wouldn't you assume that? I mean, they beat him up. They took the video. They posted the video. They didn't kill him, though. Very strange.
At the last second, the brother, you know, his heart grows 2 sizes, and he's like, you really didn't kill my sister. It was someone else. It just doesn't make sense. The math is not mathing. I have to let you go because it's the right thing, and I'm also a good person. Mm-hmm. And there's no way Nick could have. Yeah. It comes out that like Nick couldn't have done it because his father died of suicide, so he'd never encourage anyone else to take their own life by suicide. So that's how he's like, I would just never. I just couldn't. And I was like, I mean,
yeah, you could.
You could have, but
you probably.
It wasn't enough evidence. Again, like there was no hard evidence to prove this.
Right. No. But again, a decision made. Made. This is just lots of decisions made. Yeah. So then we are at the end, and basically like Kai ends up at the house of this person that his brother had been kind of talking to online, who seemed to know information, right? Was his brother being catfished too? Then there was an Allison person. I think I missed a part of this episode.
So the eldest son, Nick's eldest son has an online relationship, and he's never met the girl. And so someone brings up like, oh my God, you might be being catfished by the media to get details. And so he freaks out, and he like demands to meet the person he's been corresponding with. He goes and he meets her. Turns out she's a real person, a real like little cutie. And he's like, great, you're really who you said you were. And then they team up together because they're both like super sleuth hackers, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And they're like, we're going to talk to Emma and find out if she's ever met my dad for real, because now Emma's story is falling apart because reasons. And yeah. They're like, we need to talk to her. We need her to, to say it to my face if she's ever met my dad. So they play an audio clip of Nick's voice, and Emma can't pick out his voice. So that's how they know, like, she never actually met him, and the person that Emma was talking to was not the dad. At that point, we don't know that it is his coworker, but we're like, it's definitely not Nick. And so Nick restored, he's back to this angelic figure in everyone's minds, who would never do something wrong, who is just a victim in all of this. And so no one tells the police that. They just take the rest of the investigation into their own hands. Mm-hmm. And then we we switch back to Pia. Pia now thinks that the best friend, Nick's best friend, is the one who's setting him up. Because he's the only one with access to Nick's photos outside of Nick. And they're like, that's not true. Somebody else has access to the photos, but who? Dun, dun, dun. It's that lady from work.
It's the lady from, I didn't remember any of the stuff that you just said. So I think I fell asleep or blacked it out. So I really appreciate that. I was like, oh, that's in the show? That's what they found out? I didn't remember any of that. Like, I don't even remember meeting Allison, like cutie patootie. I think I didn't watch all of the Sons episode.
I don't know. I do kind of block out minors from most content. I'm like, I don't really. But that's this guy who's playing the eldest son is obviously 26. Hey, this. Oh yeah. Why are you playing a teenager? Whatever.
Definitely nearing 30. But they played the voice. Who played the voice for her?
So Nick's son had a video and he had the audio just playing, and he's like, just listen to the audio and tell me if this is the guy you were talking to. And the coworker, Nick's coworker, who is the real villain in all of this, old women,
old maid,
had a voice changer. Yeah, she was using a voice changer, and so it's like that robot male voice.
Right.
And so it's obviously not Nick's real voice. And she's like, I don't know this person.
And it's kind of like, so did Emma ever really talk to him on the phone? And was she talking to a robot voice and she was totally cool with it?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Was Emma talking to that robot voice and totally cool with it?
Yeah. Couldn't tell. I was like, okay, that's another sign that you are probably insane, is that you can't tell a human voice from a robot one. Okay.
Oh God. I don't remember any of that, but I love how involved everybody is in the investigation.
Yes.
So in the answer, we find out what really happens, because Kai shows up at the coworker's place.
Yeah. I don't remember how. I
think he finds out on the brother's
address
computer.
From the hacker girlfriend, Allison, I guess, was able to track the IP address from one of the dating profiles, and they ping it to an address. And then Kai sees the phone and he's like, this is the address. I'm going to go there and I'm going to find out what happened to my dad. He's like all of 13. And I'm like, oh my God. Cool, kid. I feel like he's been crying in every other episode, but now he's a man, whatever.
Crying.
Not that men can't cry, but I'm like, you're obviously not in an emotional state that you should be handling this. Leave it to somebody else.
But he is, nope. He's going to do it.
He's putting an end to this. His brother is not being an effective leader in the house, and so he's taking this on for himself.
Decision making skills. So he turns up at it.
Yeah. He turns up at it.
It's Dawn.
Dawn. I forgot her name's Dawn. I was gonna name her Shannon. It's my favorite pseudonym. Shannon. I feel like everyone knows a Shannon, but also nobody remembers the face of a Shannon, and so it's a perfect name.
Oh God. It's very funny. It's one of my best friends.
See, it's true. But okay, you remember her face, so
I do know her face.
I just always know there's at least one Shannon that I'm emailing at all times at work, and I'm like, oh, come on. I've never seen any of your faces.
Oh my God, I'm dying. So Dawn / Shannon. We basically just figure out that she has had his information for a while, and for years, right? Or no, but has been kind of just creating a bunch of profiles. She based it off of a profile that he himself had created after he was really mad at his wife. But then he didn't use it. And then she decided to use it. So actually, maybe she's only been doing it. Oh, that doesn't really make sense. Time-wise, though.
At least, I would say 6 months.
Yeah, but so she'd been using it, but one of them had been created like 2 years before, right? But
that was always, that was always her.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like,
wait, what's the 2 years? Is that the blonde, the brother, the sister?
that was the one that they found. They had just found a profile. I don't know. The timeline doesn't make sense to me, but I read somewhere that he created it himself after he was mad, like at one time where he was mad at his wife. But I figured it was after he found out about her affair. But if there was one created 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, that was way before. But either way, he wasn't really in the relationships. That's the point. So, so Dawn was doing it. Dawn was in the basement, just you know, kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, she's the catfisher we all fear, who's just out for blood and you know, only has malicious intent because their life kind of sucks at the moment.
Oh, and Nick realized it was her because that was the only person he had told about the affair. And or his wife's affair. So he shows up at her place and they kill him.
Which, why do you know where she lives?
In
all of Oakland.
Yeah.
Have you been there before? Was he cheating with Dawn?
That is interesting. How did he know? Well, university information.
But then Dawn's husband, also a psycho, a terrifying psycho, was just like too excited. Like, you know, Dawn has her own Daryl and she married him. And he was very scary and all about cover up life and kind of.
Yeah, it seemed like he hated it at first and they got into a big fight, but then he seemed like all about like the killing and taking the son, and then he dies suicide by cop. So
he just jumped on board that plan way too fast.
It was very fast. It was very fast.
I was like, have you guys done this before? Because I was like, okay, so Dawn has done something like this before where like maybe she got into some credit card debt problems and he's like, God damn it, Dawn, you did something else. But then you just jump straight to like, I'm okay with murdering and hiding a body. And I was like, is that in anyone's wedding vows? Like,
yeah,
is that somewhere? Like, did you say that when you married Zach? Because I don't recall the doubling, you know.
We didn't say it, but we didn't not say it. We didn't have vows. It was City Hall. So we didn't. It's whatever the intention.
Yeah, the implication is there. The implication
of the judge. It's the implication. It's the gang buys a boat.
Yeah.
It's always sunny, Dennis. It's the implication.
It's the implication.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, after all of this, the ending is just so very lazy. He just ends up dead. Dawn is the reason for it. We don't really know why.
Yeah, the husband kills Nick. And so he's like, I got one murder under my belt. What's another? And so he's ready to kill Kai, but ends up dying. Yes, suicide by cop, like you said. Very lackluster ending.
Just the ending. I was just like, after all that.
Yeah, I really wish that they hadn't revealed that Nick was dead until the very last episode, because we could have been chasing, like, why tell us that Nick is like truly dead, like in episode like 5 or 6? Why reveal that information then? I don't think it, in my opinion, it didn't add anything. Like, I wanted to find out that Nick died in the flashback in episode 8 to be like, oh my god, not only did Dawn's husband kill Nick, but he's also trying to kill his son. Like, this guy is insane.
I didn't remember finding out that Nick died.
Yeah, they find his body. I mean, the geo-nicking does help.
Okay. They do actually, right. They do find his body, which again was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
just
they
exposed by a creek, and I was like, the geo-nickers kind of suck. Because this was just like out in the open, and I'm like, I don't know what all you guys are doing for all of these days, but like,
I thought so. They did identify the body as hers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because is that when they had the memorial?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So strong female lead. All right, let's get into it. So on strong female lead, we have some criteria to determine whether the lead is a strong female lead. So we ask ourselves, is the lead top billed? Does the character impact the plot and or move the story forward? And does the character have agency? I would say Pia is a strong female lead. She's doing all the stuff, albeit it's chaotic at best, but she's making it happen.
I agree. Pia is definitely a strong female lead. She checks all the boxes. I agree it's chaotic. I mean, I think as a person, as a character at least, I don't like Pia. Like, we would not be friends. Mm-hmm. But she is invited to this SFL party.
She's totally invited to the party.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like they're all bad decisions, but they're decisions.
They are decisions, and they're hers.
And they're hers.
And she suffers. Yeah, she suffers the consequences, and
does she?
I mean,
what consequence does she suffer, other than her brother dying, but from a decision she made?
I mean, that's an interesting point.
Not a one. But that's the beauty of this movie. There are no consequences except death.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
interesting.
So I didn't.
That's interesting to have, like, the self-awareness to, like, if Roger Ebert's correct, to write the wife as a Black woman. It's just interesting to have the nuance there, but then not with Pia at all. Like, this white girl is going to do whatever she wants, but we do see the nuance in having a Black character, which kind of makes it, in my opinion, irresponsible to add diversity in this way. Why not just make this a white woman? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, but it's true. Pia does not suffer any consequences, and she's literally just barreling through life.
Yeah.
And Sophie.
Neither does Emma. Dawn will hopefully suffer some sort of consequence. But I mean, I guess Sophie is embarrassed. I guess that's a consequence.
I mean, her husband dies.
Yes.
But it's not because of anything she did.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. We don't see what would have happened if she would have acted out. That's what's missing. Because all we see is her not do it, except at the memorial, where she pushes someone.
Yeah, I think that's why Zoe's character to me comes off as almost having a romantic attachment to her brother, because Sophie is so, like, Sophie's reacting how a sister, I think, would react. Like, you'd be shocked, you'd be sad. I think you might be, at moments hysterical, but, like, to be at this constant state of hysteria, like Zoe or Pia is, I'm just like, this is too much. You're doing the most.
I know, she is constantly hysterical.
Yes. And it's like, we're all trying to accomplish the same goal. Like, I mean, there's just no way that you love Nick more than anyone else here.
It does seem like a little competition.
It does. It's weird.
She's like, I love him the most.
Yeah. Or he loves me the most is what she seems to be saying all the time, which is obviously not true. He has 2 children.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. What about the strengths and traits? Well, what are some of Pia's strengths?
She is determined. She is confident. She is assertive.
I like those.
Yeah.
I like that. So I was going to ask, are those strengths and traits that are typically portrayed by a male or female lead character? So I will say, with all the like crazy decisions and the terrible decision making, like sometimes female characters aren't even given the ability to make terrible decisions. So I will say she makes the most, and that would typically be a male role.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to Zoe's credit, she does bring a level of emotion that is definitely reserved for female characters to those traits of like being assertive. I feel like that emotional piece does add something that like does make the complete picture more feminine, which is like, I don't know if that's necessarily a positive or a negative to be like, she's very emotional. All of her decisions are being made from and not necessarily a logical place, which would be typically attributed to masculinity, which I think is incorrect. But those decisions being made from a place of emotion does lend femininity to a very unique character.
Yeah. Right, because we always talk about masculinity and femininity and different traits, and emotion or emoting is definitely not a negative trait. I don't think it should be. It's characteristically considered feminine, but I don't think it should be necessarily. We just kind of emote in different ways. But what would you say? Do you think that Zoe as a character, Pia as a character, empowers or minimizes women? I would say she empowers women.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I applaud this clickbait for attempting to show the dynamics between, or different aspects of the dynamics of women's relationships, like Zoe and the sister-in-law, and Zoe and the her mother. But I applaud the attempt, but
she's an imperfect protagonist. It just is it's just so hilarious. It's just so ridiculous, but it's it's not pretending to not be ridiculous. I think they had to know what they were creating, but the ending, it just drives me crazy. It's just like, that's so outlandish. Like everything was crazy, but at least like it was similarly crazy, like on the same crazy level. The last episode was just like bonkers. Like, how did we get there? Good job.
I kind of just wish that Dawn had really inserted herself into Nick's life the way that Emma does. It would help it make sense to me.
If we had more Dawn.
Yeah, but I in the world of catfishing, I'm sure that people just steal people's pictures from the internet and just make a profile.
I know, but it could easily have been called catfish.
Yeah.
Like just as easily as clickbait. And then it turned on us and gave us catfish. Okay, so what would you rate this? 1 out of 5?
No, I would say like maybe 3 out of 5. It's very bingeable. Like once you start, it definitely pulls you through. It's very well made. The acting is pretty good with like
serviceable.
It's serviceable. Cinematography is great. Like everyone looks great. Detective Roshan is there, so I mean, worst case scenario, you're getting like 8 episodes of him. So I say watch it. It's on Netflix. It's free. I mean, it's Sunday. It's raining.
I love it. It's not free. Netflix is not free. I love.
Isn't it?
It's on Netflix. It's just free. I mean, if you have Netflix, it's free. All the content's free.
Yeah, I mean, who actually pays for Netflix?
That's really funny. But it does feel like it's free almost. No, I would give it like a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, I rolled through the episodes pretty quickly. It was definitely very easy to watch. Definitely bingeable. And we got SFL out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
We're back.
we're back. We've gotten a couple really good ones. We had Fleabag. Now we have Pia. That's it.
Yay.
All right.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. You know, this was a wild ride, and I really do hope you watch Clickbait.
Yes.
Report
Please
back what
do.
you think. Follow us on the social medias. If you're not already, we're on Twitter at SFL_Chicago.
And Instagram at
Yeah.
StrongFemalePOD. I was like, who's doing the socials? And rate, review, and subscribe on Apple.
Yes. On Apple Podcasts. And next week we will be starting some Halloween movies, starting with the movie Halloween. I'm very excited to get some perspectives going on the original final girl, one of the original final girls.
The Scream Queen.
The Scream Queen herself, Miss, what is her name? Jamie.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
For some reason in my head, Jamie Presley is the only name that came to mind. And I was like, that's
no.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Jamie Lee Curtis in the role that redefined horror.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's iconic.
Yes. And we're doing the 2018 version.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're a big Halloween fan and you've seen them all, wonderful. Thanks for overachieving. But we're doing 2018 because there's the reboot of the series. So if you've not seen the original 1978 version, I would recommend you watch that also because it's also very good. And then we'll be doing Halloween 2018 version. Very excited. The remake is really, really good. So excited.
And we're going to be doing the new one that's coming out.
Yes.
So everybody just get in it.
Get into it. Yeah. So I think the new one is called Halloween Kills or It Kills.
I think it's Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. So that one's coming to theaters, I think, and I'm very excited to watch that, to find out what happens next, because they left some really good cliffhangers.
All right, everybody. Until next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.